Hi, Danay. Hi, everyone. Hey, Rodrigo. Welcome, welcome. Let me just make everybody a moderator. Okay,
Hi,
so
El.
hi, El Curtains. Hi, Danay. Jackie. So I'm really excited for this room. Okay, and in case you don't know, you are in the Amigos Club. This is the largest and fastest growing Latin community here on Clubhouse. If you're not a member yet, please click on that green mansion above Rodrigo's head or profile picture and join the club because there are amazing rooms here on this club every single day and you don't want to miss them. Okay. So today's going to be an amazing room full of information because we're going to be talking all about media kits. I came across an experience a few weeks ago where I missed out on an opportunity because I didn't have a media kit. I didn't even know what that was. And I'm still not exactly 100% sure what a media kit is. But after an hour, you're going to be fully informed, 100% aware of what it is, who needs one, how to do that, how to do one, how to put one together, and all the resources that you need. Okay. So before we go to Danay, Rodrigo, and Jackie to do a quick intro, my name is Ale Cortina. I am a confidence and self love coach. I consider myself a content creator. I consider myself a person with big dreams. That are absolutely possible and I will 100% achieve, but I need all the help I can get, all the resources, and I need to be fully 100% equipped for everything that's coming, all the amazing things that are coming my way. So I'm gonna mute and I'm gonna allow Danay, Rodrigo, and Jackie to introduce themselves, and then we're gonna get into Media Kits 101. Who needs one and how to get started. I'm Allen, I'm complete. No, pues la estrella del momento se durmió.
No, I'm having some major Wi-Fi issues right now. So while you
I'm
were
like,
talking, I was
Danai,
literally
please
switching.
come back because I'm gonna have to close up.
I was literally switching my Wi-Fi connection over. So hello, everybody. My name's Danay Escanaverino. I am the owner of a digital agency. I have been in digital marketing for over 25 years, so that makes me a digital dinosaur. And I know that sounds corny, but I love corny, so there we go. But no, what it does mean though is I know what I'm talking about when it comes to media kits. I have seen literally thousands of media kits. I have built, gosh, dozens and dozens of them myself throughout the years. And so I can definitely talk about media kits until the cows come home. And I'm actually really excited about this topic because it is a topic that I love and that I like to geek out about. So that's me. And back over to you, Alex.
That's why I'm so excited. What did I tell you, everybody? I'm telling you, we have the right people in this room who are gonna give you all the information. And if somebody loves to geek out about a topic, that's the person that you need to go to. So, Jackie, go ahead, girl. A little introduction.
My name is Jackie Paz, and I am a digital marketer. I specialize in affiliate marketing, and I am here also to learn and give a little bit of what I know. So here I am, ready to answer questions. If not, then I will just send them to the night.
Awesome, awesome. And as you can see, Rodrigo is right now calling himself, so we're gonna skip over him. And um, if you want to come up and ask any questions, raise your hand, get on stage. If you don't want to come up because you're busy or you can't, and you have any questions, put them in the chat. Jackie, will you be able to check the chat and monitor it so if any questions come in through the chat, you'll be able to ask them?
Yep.
There you go. All right, let's get started. So the first questions, and I have some questions over here ready to ask and interrogate Danay. Danay, first question: what is a media kit? Who needs one, and who should get one?
Okay. So let's roll it back a little bit. Where did media kits come from? Well, media kits are from the old school newspaper, magazine, radio, and TV days before the internet was a thing, right? A media kit is generally a resource that is created by a publisher, TV, magazine, newspaper, yada, yada, to help prospective ad buyers evaluate advertising opportunities with them. That is what a media kit is there for. It's trying to sell an advertiser on your audience. So, like I said, originally it was a newspaper, magazine, TV, radio thing, right? Well, the internet has changed all of that, right? It started with zines and blogs, and where basically anybody who could create a blog or or an e-zine, had an audience, and so they were also considered a publisher now, along with the magazines and newspapers, et cetera, et cetera. And so and later, social media created another opportunity for publishers, right? They're called influencers, they're called creators, podcasters. All of these people basically have one thing in common. They are publishing content on a digital medium or any medium, and they are offering the audience that they're publishing content to, they're offering that audience to advertisers. And so, if you are a person who has an audience, right, or you're building an audience, it doesn't matter. You don't have to have 50,000 followers and 100,000 people visiting your blog every day. You can have 5 people. But if you are creating content and you want to eventually sell the access to your audience, right, to an advertiser, then you're going to need a media kit. And so that's the basics of what a media kit is and who needs a media kit. If you have an audience and you want to sell access to your audience to a brand, then you need a media kit.
Okay, so if you're a content creator, you have an audience and you're trying to get companies access to your audience through affiliate marketing, right? That is one way, campaigns. You need a media kit, pretty much.
Not if you're doing affiliate marketing campaigns. You need a media kit. You can have one, right? So most people who do affiliate marketing, they also do influencer campaigns. The difference between the two is with an influencer campaign, you're getting paid upfront to create content, and it doesn't matter whether you send sales or leads or clicks or any type of conversion, right? Whereas with an affiliate campaign, the risk is on the affiliate, the content creator still. And what I mean by that is you're getting paid for clicks or leads or sales. So at that point, you have to generate those things in order to get paid. Make sense?
Absolutely. What if somebody has never heard the word media kit? It's just brand new to the concept, like myself, and they're like, okay, go out and make one. How would somebody get started on that? Where can they go? Are there any websites or resources that somebody can research to get started and start building their media kit?
Okay, so a few things. Very easy. Go to Canva. It's free and it has a ton of Media Kit templates. Literally search Media Kit and it'll pull up a bunch of templates. So don't go crazy trying to find different tools and resources. Go to Canva. That's step one. That's what you're going to use to build your Media Kit. Number two is, what are you going to include in your media kit? There are certain things that should be included in every media kit. Remember, you're selling yourself and your audience to a brand, right? So you're going to gather the following things. You're going to gather a photo or a professional headshot. And please, please, it has to be a professional looking photo. You're selling your audience and your content. And if you cannot come up with a professional looking photo on your media kit, you're immediately signaling that you are not a professional to be worked with. So please, please, please invest in a professional photo. You have to have a bio, right? Or an about you in about 100 words or less. And you want to use keywords that explain who you are, what topics you cover, and who you reach. And you're going to support this information with some statistics, but you definitely want to give them an at a glance, 100 words or less blurb about, Ale Cortina is a wellness, is a work from home mom. Well, and I know you don't work from home, but I'm just making this up on the fly. Is a work from home mom, wellness, wellness champion of women's empowerment, working with stay at home moms who want to feel better about themselves, right? So you're telling them who you are, giving them access to, who your audience, you're telling them a little bit about you, and you're telling them about like the vertical that you're in. So again, bio, 100 words or less, tell them, who you are, what topics you cover, and who you reach. And then you have to include your audience demographics. Audience demographics, the basics are how many males, how many females, what's the household income, and what location or geography they have, and what their interests are. Those are the 5 main things you need. Again, male, female percent, household income, location, and audience interests. All of this stuff can be found in your analytics in all of your social media and in your website analytics, your Google Analytics. All of that stuff can be found there. It gets tracked, so you don't have to go crazy looking for it. All you need to do is create yourself a spreadsheet, get a Google sheet or get Excel, put in columns, male, female, household income, location, geography, audience interests, and then row 1, plug in your blog. Row 2, plug in Instagram. Row 3, plug in YouTube. Whatever platforms you have. And that way you're going to get an idea of what those numbers are going to be. And then you add them all up, you get your average, and those are the numbers that you're going to include in your, in your media kit. You also need to talk about your reach, right? So we talked about your photo headshot, we talked about your bio, we talked about your audience demographics, and now we're going to talk about your reach. Your reach is just that. How many people are you reaching? So your social media stats need to be broken down by platform. So if you're on Instagram, you put down your Instagram and your follower count. You're on Twitter, your follower count. You're on YouTube, your follower count, right? All of those, all of your social platforms. If you have an email newsletter and you have subscribers, your newsletter and your total number of subscribers. If you have a podcast, number of subscribers and number of monthly downloads. If you have, if you are on a website, right? If you have a blog, you want to include the two numbers, very different numbers. You want to include your total monthly page views, and then you also want to include your unique monthly visitors. Total monthly page views are the total number of pages that get viewed, right? And it doesn't matter how many people. So you can have, let's say, 5,000 people a month come to your blog, 5,000 unique people, but each of those people may go through 3 pages, right? So 5 times 3, that total page views is going to be 15,000, but your total unique visitors is going to be 5,000. So you need both of those numbers. And I know this is a lot of information, but this
Wait,
is
can you
what.
hold on, Danay? Okay, here's the thing. And I don't mean to interrupt you, okay? But
No,
I am
interrupt
writing
me.
everything down. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a document. And if anybody wants this document, send me a message, and I will be more than happy to send it to you. Now, what was the last thing you said about the website views? What was it you said? You said active and inactive, or interest in what was it that you said? Repeat that, please.
Okay, so on your blog, on your website, right, you have 2 metrics that are important, and they are your total monthly visitors, your total monthly unique visitors. That's the number of unique people that visit your website monthly, right? No matter how many times they come back, that's one person that gets counted. So you need your total unique visitors, and then you're going to need your total monthly page views. That's all of the pages that get viewed, no matter how many people are there, no matter how many times they come back.
Okay, I don't know if you're still speaking because you're unmuted, but unique
Nope.
visitors, you you weren't speaking. Okay, so page views is regardless of how many. Like I could go and see and look at Lupita's website, 2 3 times. That's page views, but I count as one unique visitor.
Correct. Correct. So if you see 5 pages on her site, that's 5 page views, but unique visitor is one. Okay. So we talked about your photo, right? That's number one. Number two, we talked about your bio. Number three, we talked about your audience demographics. And number four, we're talking about your reach, right? So again, your reach is every single platform and medium that you are on, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a blog, whether it's social networks, and everything in between, all of those that you want to sell yourself on, right? Like if you have a Facebook, page, but you don't really want to, promote brands on your Facebook for whatever reason, you want to keep Facebook as like your own personal thing, then, you know, don't include that. Only include the mediums that you're going to be able to deliver an audience for. So, again, podcasts, blogs, your email subscriber list, your social media, all of those. You want every single person that follows you. You want to break them down by platform, and then you want to have your total number, which is the sum of all of those followers, right? Which includes your email subscribers and includes your monthly visitors, your total monthly visitors on your website. All of those put together is going to constitute your total reach. So your total reach is all of those followers put together. And that's very, very important because brands want to know how many people they have access to. They want to know your reach, and it's a very important number to have on your media kit. Okay, so after the reach, you want to include topics. What topics do you cover, right? So when we were talking about newspapers and magazines, like let's say Vogue versus, Fishing Digest, right? Well, Fishing Digest has to break down the fact that they cover, I don't know, fishing travel trips and fishing gear and the best of this. So, and Vogue covers fashion, beauty, health, wellness. I don't know if they cover wellness, but I'm making that up. But you want to talk about the things that you cover, the things that you create content around, and you want to really hone in on about 3 main topics. So, if you're a travel blogger or a travel influencer or a travel content creator, whatever you want to call yourself, you want to talk about the specific travel that you talk about. You don't just want to say that that you cover travel. Maybe you cover, budget travel. Maybe you're covering family travel. The more drilled down that you can get on your topics, the more that a brand is going to love you because they know that they can drill down to that audience. And it's not just travel in general, right? So yeah, that's a big one. Make sure that you drill down and have about 3 topics that you cover. And
Do the
go
three
ahead.
topics have to be related to each other?
No, for instance, you can talk about tech gadgets, ADHD, and wellness, right? Or travel, let's say, because wellness can jump into the ADHD. So you can talk about a bunch of different topics, right? Just make sure that you cover them. Like, don't just like pull stuff out of the sky and then say that you cover this and you really don't, because brands look at that, especially like if you have a decent digital manager, marketing, a marketing manager, whoever's doing the media buyer, whoever's doing the media buys, that is looking at your information, they're going to look at your stuff and they're going to look your stats over and they're going to look at past posts. They're going to look at past brand engagements. So don't make up anything that you can't, quantify with actual stuff that you can show. Okay. So let's see, I went over your photo, I went over your bio, that's number 2, your audience demographics, number 3, your reach is number 4, your topics are number 5, case studies, number 6. Okay, I only have 7, so I'm almost done. Your case studies are really important. If you have worked with any brands, it is a huge, huge differentiator. So here's a tip. When you do work with brands, make sure you ask them for feedback, by the way. You always want to get feedback on how they liked working with you so that you can continue to make yourself better as a content creator. But you definitely want to include any case studies for brands that you have already worked with. And if you're just starting out, okay, and you don't have brand relationships that you've worked with already, you haven't created content around brands, grab an affiliate program and post content with that. Use an affiliate link to monetize that, right? So that it's not just, just staying out there and not making you any money. And even if it doesn't make you money, at least it has the option to make you money because it's on the internet forever, right? So definitely, use affiliate programs to build out your brand relationships, to build out your portfolio, to build out your case studies. Also, if you have a friend who has a product that they're promoting, right, and you want to do them a solid and post on their behalf, that can be part of your case studies. Use your friendships, leverage your relationships, right? One hand scratches the other. So they need people to post content and they probably don't have the budget to do it a lot now. You need brands to show on your media kit. Bam! Do it, do a little barter. So yeah, you definitely want to have something as far as case studies are concerned, because again, it just makes you look a little bit more accomplished and like you have some experience under your belt, and that is important. And so when you include a case study, it's an easy, a few words. You include the brand name, a picture of the branded post that you did, and a few engagement numbers, and that's it. Like I got 50 clicks on a post that I did for, my friend's new blush. And then the last thing, the number 7 thing that you want to include in your media kit, really important. You would be surprised at how many people miss this. It is your contact info. How can they get in touch with you? Email address, telephone number, give them a way to contact you. If you, if you want to track who reaches out to you for brand projects, then add create an email just for that called sales@mydomain.com. But that's the last thing, just contact info. Don't forget that, because you'd be surprised how many people do. That's it.
Okay, go ahead, Jackie. Any questions from
Yeah,
the chat?
actually, well, first than anything, I want to welcome Christina and give her the mic so she can ask her question. And after her, then I can go ahead and ask questions that Santiago has for us as well.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I had just a couple quick questions, Danay, about what you were saying. The first one was with your reach. When you're writing the media kit, you want to put down the reach as a collective reach. Is that correct? And not a breakdown, even though you're going to go through the breakdown of IG followers and subscribers and podcast downloads and blog hits. Are you actually showing them each one of those? Like, here's my IG followers, here's my subscribers, here's my blog hits, or are you saying, nope, this is the collective, and this is really what my reach is? So is it one number or is it several numbers divided up into each of those different platforms?
So that's a great question. It's both, right? So you want to break down each platform with the reach for that specific platform, and then you want to add your total at the bottom, saying these all comprise this total number for my reach.
Okay, yeah. So you do give them a breakdown of each one. And then my second part question to that is, what if you find out that after you do all those analytics that your reach is not very big. Is there a particular reach that we need to make in order to even start our media kit so that we don't embarrass ourselves when we're throwing our ask out there? Is there like a minimum?
That's a great question. Okay, so I will say that some brands don't want to work with influencers that have less than a certain amount of followers. And I'll just give you a quick breakdown, right? So there's nano, micro, mid-tier, macro, and mega influencers, right? And there's also celebrity. Some call mega celebrity and they're interchangeable. I'll break them down. Okay, so a nano influencer, and this varies, by the way. These numbers, there's no like governing body that's, like there's no association right now for we'll call it influencer marketing. There's no association that says this is what this is what that is, let's all stick to it. So these are kind of, a little they're not set in stone, right? So a nano influencer is anybody who has less than 10,000 followers. Some brands don't want to consider anybody a nano until they have 1,000, right? So they would say 1,000 to 10,000, and some just call it under 10,000. And then you have micro influencers. Micro influencers are about 10,000 to 50,000 followers. And then you have mid-tier influencers, which are 50,000 to 500,000. Then you have macro, 500,000 to a million. And then the mega are a million plus. So yeah, those are the tiers. Most people realistically fall within the nano influencer side of things. And if you find that you have less than 10,000 total followers, that's perfectly fine. And I'll tell you why. Some brands don't really even care. They're looking at the creations that you make, because there are two elements to working with brands. One of them is the audience that you're introducing them to, and the other element is the content that you're creating around their brand, right? So you can be an amazing content creator, your TikToks are outstanding, but you don't have enough followers. Or you can have, 500,000 followers, but your content sucks. Or let's say you use language that the brand doesn't want to be associated with, right? And you're like throwing F-bombs everywhere. Well, Disney's not going to be like, hey, let's work together, even though you might have 500,000 followers. So, it depends on the brand relationship, but don't be discouraged by not having enough followers. Work on, building your media kit, work on finding out those numbers to begin with. Always update them. Like every month you should be looking at that spreadsheet that you created that I talked about first, and updating those numbers and seeing what your growth looks like. And focus on creating good content and on growing your following simply by creating good content and interacting with people. Did that answer your questions?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome, awesome, Christina. Thank you so much for your questions. Um, so I'm gonna reset, and then we'll go. I saw you, Rodrigo. I saw you unmute, but this we're hosting this room, Media Kits 101, for you, for everybody down in the audience, for you to go ahead if you're a content creator, if you were looking to work with brands, you need a media kit, and this is a place to be to get all the information, the do's and don'ts. We're gonna be grabbing more information in a bit, but you are under the Amigos Club. If you're not a member yet, click on that green mansion and join the club, because there's amazing rooms here every single day and you don't want to miss any of them, okay? Rodrigo, go ahead. Did you unmute?
Yeah, I did, but actually, I believe Jackie was going to go and ask Santiago's question, so I can hold off until she asks that question.
Okay, so thank you, Rodrigo. Listen, if you don't want to come up, you can't, and you have any questions, put them in the chat. Jackie is going through the chat. So, Jackie, any questions from there?
Yes, actually, we have a question from Santiago. He says, "Can you?" Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. It says, "Is a media kit the same as a marketing deck?"
Yes and no. Okay, so let me talk about different types of kits, because I think this is a very confusing thing for a lot of people, right? Not everybody needs a media kit. There are different types of materials that are very similar to a media kit. For example, there's a press kit, right? Well, guess what? If you're not trying to, woo advertisers to work with you to reach your audience, what you're really doing is you have a product and you want to get some press coverage, then you're going to need a press kit, not a media kit. Very different, lots of similarities, but very, very different, because you don't need to tell people about your audience in general. You need to tell people about yourself, your product, the brand, how to reach you. Your press kit includes things like photos, product shots, things that the press can use that they can automatically go to your press kit and just grab those things and use them in their stories, right? So other press mentions, that's a press kit. That's different from a media kit. And then you have, like, if you want to be a speaker, that's not a media kit. That's a speaker one sheet. And that speaker one sheet goes over your bio on a speaker level, and it goes over the topics that you cover, and it goes over the places that you've been a speaker at. So that's different. And there are people that have all three, by the way. So they're not they don't exclude each other necessarily. If you are a product and or you have your own personal brand that you can that you're promoting as a product, and you want to work with brands with your audience, and you also want to do speaking engagements, you can have all three of those. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that those are three separate things for three different purposes. And then going back to Santiago's question, a marketing deck is different. A marketing deck is more highlighting your marketing plan, and it differs based on who you're trying to work with, but it's different from a media kit. So a marketing deck is, for example, again, if you have a product and you're trying to sell that product, that deck is going to talk about, let's say you have, I don't know, a t-shirt shop, and you have 5 t-shirts that you're selling, right? Well, that deck will feature each one of those t-shirts and product shots and product information. And it's going to talk about the brand and the brand's story. So it's a little different from a media kit, because you're not selling an audience, you're more selling a brand or a product itself. So whereas the publisher, the person with the audience, is going to have a media kit, the brand in general will have a marketing deck. Does that make sense? Santiago, did that answer your question?
This is absolutely magnificent. Okay, so there's different types of marketing tools, I guess, right? There's a press kit, which is more like photos and shots, press coverage. And then there's a speaker one sheet. So if somebody, let's say I want to get speaking engagements at summits or conferences or virtual retreats, then I would get myself a speaker one sheet that includes my bio, topics I cover, and places where I've spoken, right? This is awesome.
Correct.
Okay, so then I need one too. I need a speaker one sheet.
Yeah, you can have all three. And when you want to get press coverage, you want to give the press resources so that they know what to say about you, and what images they need to use. That's when you use a press kit. So you can very much need all three.
Okay, so I wanted to bring this up that night because you said Canva, right? Opening a Canva, I'm on my laptop and I'm opening Canva and I'm looking at media kits, and they're not very clear, but I know what to include. I came across this website. I don't know if you've heard of it, Danai, called just mediakits.com. Have you heard of it? And
I have not, but I'm sure there's like a ton of websites with templates for media kits. If you find a template that you like that works with your aesthetic also, right? Because it needs to match your brand aesthetic, then definitely go for it. And if you want to pay someone, to create a template for, if you pay someone to create your media kit, please tell them to create it in something like Canva or something like PowerPoint where you can go edit it, because your media kit should be changing every quarter, every 6 months. You should be going back and updating it and refreshing it. Your numbers are going to change, your brand case studies should be changing, like a lot of stuff should be changing. So you always want to be able to edit it, and you don't want to put yourself, like, you don't want to corner yourself into, hey, I paid a couple $100 or $1,000 or whatever it was that it cost for somebody to create my media kit that I was only able to use once, because now 3 months later everything's different.
Awesome. Good point. What about engagement? We're always in these clubhouse rooms talking about engagement, doing networking, and I've literally seen people with over like 10,000 followers on Instagram, and their photos has like 5 likes or 2 comments. Does that make a difference? Likes, engagement, algorithm, all that stuff, does that make a difference in the media kit?
So generally brands don't look at that on a media kit. They'll look at your they will go and they will look, right, and they'll see if your engagement rate is 2% or lower, or if it's too high, right, which is alarming as well. So if you have a low engagement rate, and generally the rule of thumb is about 1.5% to 2% should be your engagement rate. What does that mean? Okay, if you have 100 followers and you have 2 likes, that's 2%. Okay. If you have 1,000 followers, that means you have to have an average of 20 likes, right? And so you want to have a 2% engagement rate. So they usually combine likes plus comments. So, if you have 1,000 followers and those 20 are combined, 10 likes and 10 comments, that's fine. But that's about the average engagement rate that brands are looking for. That's usually, you know, a good, like the sweet spot. And also, the higher you go in followers, the lower your engagement rate may be.
Really? Well, that is so interesting. I thought that the more followers you had, that you had to have a decent amount of like likes and comments. That means that anybody can work with brands and build their media kits. It doesn't matter how many likes you have, how many comments, how many saves. It doesn't really matter. 1.5 to 2%. It's really not bad or unreasonable or unreachable, right? That's awesome. Now, before we move on, because I also want to talk about your pitch and your rate card, what are some don'ts on a media kit? Like, what are some media kits that you've seen and you're like, whoa, you shouldn't have done that? Whoa, no way, Jose. What are some things?
Okay. Um, One of the things that I hate, I hate, is when people say, I'm a lifestyle influencer. What the hell
Okay,
does
so
that
you want
mean?
humility, a tinge of humility.
Not humility, just be specific. Lifestyle basically is, and everybody talks about this. So if you put it down that you're a lifestyle influencer, I just want you to know that people are laughing at you for it. If So lifestyle basically means I don't know. I don't know. I kind of talk a bit about everything, and I can't like hone in on anything. So I'll just call myself a lifestyle influencer. So my pet peeve is not being specific about your topics, um, and what you cover. And I know media buyers hate it also because they want to really be able to choose the right partner for their brand. And the easier you make it for them, right, the more prone they are to work with you and to come back and work with you again. So one of the big no-nos I would say is to not, don't be vague. Another one is, for your media kit, like really keep it clean and concise. 2 to 3 pages is more than enough. Do not bombard them with more than that. or with too much information. Because if you notice what we went through, right, those 7 items, and I didn't even include the rate sheet, which would be considered number 8, but you don't always have to include a rate sheet in your media kit. And I'll explain why in a little bit. But look at all the information you're including, right? You're including your audience demographics, you're including statistics, followers, like you have a lot of information in there, which they want. So don't throw anything else in that's going to take away from you selling your audience. So yeah, that's another one, is just 2 to 3 pages, keep it clean, keep it concise. Another big no-no is don't lie. Don't say that you write about a topic and you don't say you worked with a brand and you didn't. That's easy to find out. So, and also media buyers and influencer reps, they talk. So if you create a bad reputation, that's it. You're done. You're done in the industry. Nobody's going to want to work with you, or you're going to have to work really, really hard for a really long time to try to earn your reputation back. So just please don't lie, don't misrepresent yourself, because they're going to find out, and then the whole thing. And then the other thing is, if you're planning on working with brands, right, you have to be careful about what you put out there. For example, if you like to, I don't know, Google reviews and Yelp, and you like to talk about your experiences with products and services, and you tend to, kind of go the negative route and always complain about products or services, brands are not going to like that. They want someone who's going to be positive about a brand experience. And if they find, listen, Google yourself and see what comes up. Okay. If that negative stuff comes up, you need to work on that. You need to clean it up, because they see that, and that's a big no-no for brands. They don't want to work with people who are out there complaining about problems with brands. It's yeah, that's a big no-no too. So that's it. That's all I got for those.
Okay. So don't use the word lifestyle. Let me tell you, you got me a little self-conscious because
Did
I
I
just went on
dash
my
your
YouTube
hopes?
channel. Yeah, no, because I just went on my YouTube channel and my banner says motivation, beauty, lifestyle, motherhood. So I'm gonna have to take that lifestyle out of there. You
Quítalo.
just quítalo fuera, out. It's done.
What does that
Uh,
even mean?
That's
it
what I'm
means, you know what?
saying.
Who cares? I was just filling in a blank. That's the point that she's trying to
My
make.
bio says Yelp influencer lifestyler.
You
Now
know,
I'm
the
like,
funny thing
damn,
is,
me
the funny
jodí.
thing, the funny thing all along, Rodrigo's been quiet. And the moment you said
Because I've been
that, he
edit no,
just
because I've been editing my bio. It's all wrong.
Here's the thing. Yeah, I know. And here's another thing. Rodrigo raves about his Yelp reviews, and if you go and read one of his Yelp reviews, they're always like putting people down, putting a product down. He's not worried.
Completely
Number
untrue.
4, he's
Okay,
not
stop it, stop
worried.
it, stop it.
He's not worried about his reputation.
Not true.
Also, don't lie, guys. Don't lie about what you put on your media kit. Keep it at 2 or 3 pages only, and do not use the word lifestyle. I'm taking that absolutely out. I want to take it out of my vocabulary. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick recap, okay? Because I got a lot of info. So like I said, I'm gonna be doing like a document or maybe like a Google Doc, putting all this information. If you want it, I'm gonna put it. You know what, Jackie? Can you put the Discord? Sorry, I can't, girl. I can't multitask. I swear. Can you put the Discord up at the top, because I can easily just put, right. I can put it on the Discord, and then everybody can just have access to it from there. We spoke about what goes on your media kit, your photo, your bio, your verticals, topics, your demographics, analytics, all your links, all your views divided, like separate into each platform, and then your total number of views, what to concentrate on, your case studies, your contact information, topics you cover, keep it to 2 or 3, niche down as much as possible, and then we talked about some don'ts. Okay, another concept that I came across was a pitch. What is a pitch? is it important? Because I've heard that first you do your pitch and then you send your media kit upon request, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and that would be, I would definitely qualify this under the no-nos, and that is never just send out your media kit to anybody that has not requested it first. So you're right, Ale. The first part is the pitch, and the pitch is basically you want to reach out to the brands that you want to work with, and you first want to find the person that you need to talk to. So sometimes it's their press contact, sometimes it's their, they actually have an influencer manager, sometimes it's the marketing manager, sometimes it's the person in charge of a specific vertical, like, you might work with a brand that has multiple verticals, but you want to speak to the wellness brand manager. So you really have to kind of reach out and find out who it is you need to connect with first, right? And then what you do is once you find the right person, and you can, hit them up on their Instagram, on all their socials, hit them up and say, hi, who would be the person to contact for influencer or brand partnerships, right? And then somebody just messaged me, how did you learn all this? This is what I do for a living, dude.
Yes,
Okay.
this is what she does. This is her job, guys. Why do you think I have her here? And I'm so happy you said yes, Danai.
Oh, I'm happy that you asked. Okay, so uh crap, where did I leave off?
Oh, that you asked them who would be the person to speak
Yes.
to about. Okay.
Yes, and sin pena, just reach out on their social media. They're used to this, by the way. Brands are used to creators reaching out for brand partnerships. Some of them will just, be like, no, thank you, and that's fine. And then move on to the next one. And others will give you the contact information for the person that handles influencer relationships. And like I said, some of them are the press department, their PR department. Some of them have an agency, and so they'll send you to the agency rep. And some of them have someone in house, some of them have influencer people. So just it's not one specific job title that you can target, because it's such a new industry that a lot of different people handle this for different companies. Okay, so when you reach out, when you send your pitch, it's a simple hi, my name is so and so. I work with XYZ, you know, uh, uh, public, or I work with. I'm a wellness advocate who is passionate about wellness, yada yada yada. I would love to work with your brand. I would love to introduce you to my audience, my followers, whatever. Very quick, like 2 lines, 3 lines. Don't make it crazy long. But let them know who you are, who you're going to connect them to, how they would benefit by working with you. And then, would you like to see a media kit, or would you like to jump on a call? Make sure you give them a call to action. Send them your calendar link if you use one of the like Calendly, or you can book me, or whatever you use. And that's your pitch. Your pitch is just, hi, I'd love to work with you. This is what I can do for you. Would you like to learn more? Let's schedule a call. Um, you can send out 100 of those pitches, by the way, and maybe get 3 that come back and say, yeah, let's get on a call, or hey, can you send me your media kit? So please don't be discouraged if you get a bunch of no's. Just move on, and don't put that no in a folder that says never contact them again. That no in your head needs to be, okay, come back to them 6 months from now, because the person in that job could have changed, and more than likely it will. What the campaign is that they have currently working with influencers might be completely off from what you can offer, but in 6 months they'll have a new campaign. And actually, sometimes campaigns are quarterly. So every quarter there might be a new campaign. So don't ever take a no as no, I don't ever want to work with you. Take a no as not right now. Let's talk again later. And when they give you a no, say, thank you very much. I'd love to reach out again in, 6 months or whatever. Have a fabulous day, whatever you want to tell them. But yeah, so your pitch consists of reaching out to find the right contact person, and then sending that contact person a quick email saying, hey, this is who I am. I'd love to work with you. This is what I can do for you. Let's schedule a call, or let me send you the media kit. And then um, based on your response, you either say thank you, I'll reach out again later, or if they ask you for your media kit, that's when you send them the media kit. And again, give them a call to action, which means let's schedule a call to go over it. Or would you like to set up a campaign? Whatever it is, just always give them a call to action in every single email. That's it.
Oh, awesome. So, so good. And I've heard that a lot. Like, people have told me if somebody says no, it doesn't mean no. Like, it just means not right now, maybe later. So don't take it personal. Just reach out again, like in 6 months. So what should your pitch include? Okay, hi. This is what I got. This is who I am. This is what I can offer you. And then a call to action. Either let's set up a call, or would you like my media kit? And if they say no, don't say F you. Just say thank you. Have an awesome day. I will contact you in 3 months or 6 months or whatever. Love that. Okay, we have 9 minutes left and I want to go over rate cards, but any don'ts that you want to address for the pitch?
No, just don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. A no is not a no indefinite. It's just a no right now. Let's revisit it later. I've had so many no's turn into yeses later on. So just don't take it personally.
Awesome. Okay, 9 more minutes. Guys, if you want to come up now. If not, put your questions on the chat. But Danay, what is a rate card? Who needs one? Do's and don'ts on a rate card.
Okay, so a rate card is generally your pricing, right? And the easiest way to put it is, okay, for an Instagram post, I'm going to charge you this much money. For a tweet, I'm going to charge you this much money. For a reel, I'm going to charge you this much money. If I create original content, it will be this much. If you just want me to post something that you send me, it'll be this much. And then the other thing to take note of is if you're going to give photo credits, right? Photo copyright credits. And what I mean by that is some creators are very, very specific about their photos and they don't want the brand to be able to have rights to that image indefinitely, right? And some brands won't work with you unless they have rights to that image indefinitely. So that's definitely something you want to consider when you have a rate sheet. But a rate sheet is just a breakdown of what you are charging for each post that you're going to put out. If you have an email newsletter, it can be the rate for, an email on behalf of the brand. If you have a blog, it can be the rate for a banner on the blog. It can also be a rate for, a post on the blog about the brand or your partnership with the brand. So any type of content that you can create for the brand, with the brand, and post on your on your medium, right? Whether it's social media platforms, whether it's your site, a podcast, an ad on a podcast. So whatever it is that you can create content wise for the brand and where you can post it, those are the rates that you're going to charge for them. And they differ across different platforms, and they can differ across mediums. Does that make sense?
Yes. How do we know how to price something?
That question is probably one of the most popular questions on the planet. Okay, so as a guide, I will say that, and it's okay. So it's different for each platform, and it's different for each follower count, right? So, for example, let's take Instagram. Remember, I went over nano, micro, mid tier, macro, mega, right? So a nano influencer can charge anywhere from $1 to $100 per post. That is such a wide, varied number, you know, for somebody that might have 5 followers to 10,000 followers. Um, Micro influencers can charge anywhere from 50 to 500 per post. Mid-tier influencers 500 to 5,000, and it just keeps on moving up and up and up. But it really depends because, you know, okay, here's the thing. Here's the smarter way to go about it. When you're talking to a brand, right, and you're pitching them and you're talking about how you can, you know, introduce them to your audience and how great you are and how you'd love to work with them, ask them what their budget is for a campaign. Because if their budget is $1,000 and you were going to quote them $100, you just lost out on $900. So always, I'm not a fan of the rate sheet. I'm a fan of asking, what's your budget and what are you looking for? And then number one, that brand manager or, you know, influencer manager or whoever feels like you're really in it to work with them and to see what they need. And number two, you're not going to price yourself out of something that, you know, may have paid you much more than you thought you were going to get. Um, but that said, if they do ask you for a rate card, then just, you know, base it on um, what you want to make per post, right? And like I said, if you're a nano, and I'm talking just about Instagram, it's $1 to 100 per post. If you're a micro, it's 50 to 500, mid tier, 500 to 5,000, macro, 5,000 to 10,000. Mega influencers, which are the 1 million plus, is usually about $10,000 or more. And celebrities make, you know, it's not unheard of to do $1 million for a freaking post. Hello, Kardashians. So, but for the average influencer, for the average person that wants to work with brands, you know, you're going to fall into the nano and the micro um, influencer. Price yourself up. So whatever you think you're worth, you know, add $50, add $100, because if they're not going to want to pay it, they can always come back to you, and they will, by the way. They'll always come back to you and they'll say, well, you know, $200 is a little too much for what we have budgeted, but, you know, will you do it for 75? And if you're willing to do it for 75, then you go, okay, I'll make an exception because I'd love to work with you, and let's move forward. And then they'll send you a contract or you send them your contract.
Which is also something that Lupita just mentioned in the chat, that it will be a great room to do about contracts when the brand says yes. So the do's and don'ts, at least.
Yeah, we can definitely set that up. Like once you have the contract, what are things to look for? Do's and don'ts with the brand, like relationship with the brand. Lupita, is that what you mean? Let me know, and we can more specifics, and I'll see if Danai wants to do it. So the
Absolutely not. Not for
I
Lupita. No
know,
way. Not
screw
at
her,
all.
throw her out of the room.
You
Just kidding.
want
We
me
love you,
out?
Lupita.
Wow.
I know
I'm
she knows I
totally
love
kidding.
her.
Yeah, no, I love you, Lupita. I would definitely do that room.
I did have a
Listen, we
question.
have 2 minutes left. This is the witching hour. Go ahead, Rodrigo. The mic is yours. I'm gonna allow for you to speak.
Thank you so much, and I apologize for speaking while we celebrate Women's History Month.
Right,
But I
that's
did have
right.
a question. When should you start doing a media kit? Then I get this question. Not I get this question a lot, but I see various answers. I'm a firm believer in one particular answer. But when do you think you should start doing your media kit?
Yesterday.
Thank you.
You should be doing your media kit immediately, no matter what the size of your audience. Dude, do you guys not hear me when I say it doesn't matter what size audience you have, you can monetize it? You have to start thinking about your brand and thinking about, you have to start acting as though you are where you want to be. You don't want to, constantly think, oh, well, I don't have enough followers, or I'm not good enough, or no, treat it as if, you have a million followers and you're the shit and everybody wants to work with you. Because what's going to happen is you're going to be in that mindset of, yeah, I am worthy of this, and you're going to be motivated and you're going to work on it. And more importantly, it's an exercise in your brand. Every time you're working on your media kit, you're looking at yourself from the point of view of a brand. And so you're going to find things that are wrong that you can fix, and you're going to find things where you're lacking that you can work on. It's almost like creating a marketing plan, right? It's like a little mini marketing plan where you're forced to focus on things like your short bio, right? Where you're forced to focus on things like, well, who am I, speaking to? Who is my public? What am I working on content wise? How can I drill down and make sure that my topics are in line with who I want to present myself to be? So all of those things are things that you're confronting when you're working on your media kit, right? Because your topics, your bio, your reach, your demographics. When you're looking at your demographics, like 90% of people don't look at their demographics, but when you're gonna create your media kit, bam, you're forced to look at your demographics and go, holy cow, I'm a 30-year-old wellness influencer woman, and like 80% of my visitors are males 60 plus. Where's that coming from? Well, you might have written an article about something and learned that, like, there's this demographic that really loves that kind of content, and okay, maybe work more on that content so that you can grow your audience more because you just found the sweet spot. So all of that stuff is an exercise in working on your brand and constantly, creating what you want, and making yourself the best that you can be at what you're doing. So absolutely start yesterday, and always work on it. Always be updating your media kit.
Oh, I love that. Yes. It's about having that confidence and just do it. Just pitch yourself to brands. You never know. And even if you get, I know, Danai said, out of 100 emails or messages that you sent, you'll probably get what, two or three responses back. That doesn't mean, and a no doesn't mean no. It means not right now. And it's a good idea to be able to look at your gaps, look at where you're lacking, when it comes to social media. That way you can absolutely work on it. So, anything else? Anything else? Oh, when should we use? Dana, you said you send your rate card or ask for budget after, right? After you've sent your media kit and after they've showed interest that they want to work with you, not immediately together with your media kit, right?
It depends. So if they request your rate sheet and your media kit, then send it over. If they only request your media kit, then send that over and put in a call to action. Let's set up a call, and let's see what we can do together. Love to work with you. Because, and again, you don't have to do that this way. You can send them your rate sheet every time they request your media kit and be like, look, these are my rates, and then let's go from there. Test out both ways. Um, but I don't like to send a rate sheet because I want to get on a phone call and ask about their budget first before I ever send anybody any type of pricing. And I recommend that. I really, really do, because you don't know how many times people will price themselves out of something because a brand might have, $500 budget per influence engagement, but then that person sent them a rate sheet for 75, and so they missed out on $425. Like that, Rodrigo. I did that math right on the fly. So yeah, it's one of those. What?
No, no, no. I'm sorry. That was my
No.
son. That was not me. I apologize. That's-
Okay, so yeah, it's I'm not a fan of sending a rate sheet with the media kit, but again, if that's how you feel comfortable engaging with brands, then do it and see how it works for you. But and again, some people don't like to get on phone calls, so they're like, look, this is my media kit, here's my rate sheet, and then you can email me back if you want to work together. I'm a fan of getting on the phone call and finding out more about it, and working on that relationship and getting to know who I'm speaking with and what their requirements are. But you can do it either way. You can send your rate sheet with your media kit when they request it, or you can send the media kit and set up a call and find out more about the budget before you send rates. I'm done.
Awesome. I am so happy and I'm so satisfied. Okay, guys, so the link to the Discord is up at the top. I will be typing this up. I have like 5 pages of information. And I'm gonna be posting it on the Discord in case you want it. Start working on your media kit right now. Yesterday, you should have had one yesterday. Start working on it today. And if there's any other rooms that you want to see, or any other information that you need, please let us know. We would love, love, love to open up another room and give you the resources and the information that you need to slay the social media world and get those contracts that you need, and work with the brands. So anything else? Let me see. Let me look at the chat.
So Ale,
Okay.
don't hate me, but I can probably send you all of this
You
information
can?
already, so you don't
Bueno,
have to
let's
type
go.
it up
Let's
yet.
do it.
Oh, I would definitely
I
send that
should
over,
have waited.
Denai,
I
because
should have waited for you to type it up.
with
Joder.
Ali's
No,
accent,
no,
it'll
she
be.
waited. She
You
with Alex accent. What does that mean?
I was waiting for this because Alice, she has presentations for everything. So I was wondering, like,
I'm gonna
wait
give
a
you a
minute.
Cuban word, Danay.
Wait a minute.
Cojones.
Coño.
I,
Coño.
I was thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, where's this? I know she has presentations for
Oh my
everything.
god. Yeah. My I don't think I've used a pen this long and this much in years.
It was just so
My fingers
satisfying
look
to
like
hear
the
you writing and shuffling
Ali's hands are
papers. It was
cramped.
satisfying. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh god, my
Ali's hands
fingers.
are all
I don't even.
cramped, like when she used to
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
those parties. So the good thing about these media kits, though, is I had no clue what they were, tonight. So I really appreciate you just taking the time out to kind of tell us about it, because I think a lot of folks are missing it, myself included, where they don't take the time to develop these very small steps. And I don't mean small in the sense like it's just a little project. No, it takes time, right? But these are like the ways to really amplify your business and make sure you are prepared whenever an opportunity comes up. So I'm definitely going to work on that, and I appreciate you sharing your knowledge with us and let us know the importance of them.
I love the comments. So 72 said, doesn't she realize, mind you, I never realized anything, that this is it's recorded, so the replays are on, so I can go back and take my time to take notes without having to rush and having my fingers to fall off. Thanks.
She
72.
she doesn't realize it. Eh?
Never.
No, but then that would require Ale listening to her own voice, and with
I
her
hate
accent, it might be
that.
difficult.
I
It's
hate,
difficult, right,
I don't,
to understand?
no, no,
Oh, I do too, Ale. I do too.
I don't know.
It's a
I don't like going back to like replays or recordings or watching back my YouTube channel, my YouTube videos. I cringe. I don't do that. It could be a
mm,
hot mess and I don't even know.
I'm with you. I hate, let me ask you a question. Do you find that your voice is very high pitched compared to what you hear yourself
I
as
sound
in the real world?
completely different. Right now, listening to myself and then going back and listening to a recording, I sound completely different. I'm like, that's not me. That's not me.
Same.
What's up, 72?
I love your organization skills. I love your presentation, but just taking that one little extra patient step might make a huge difference in the outcome. And also, I'd like to add, I like not releasing a press sheet or a price sheet because you're leaving them to negotiate to you. It's a mutual negotiation talk. A pivot is who has stakes in hand versus who has wants in hand. It's better to know what you have in your hand before you're willing to give it up.
You're absolutely right. But again, it really depends on the brand. It depends on who you're dealing with, because some people they'll be like, just send me your rate sheet, and that's all they want to see. And then they'll come back and they'll, negotiate with you on that. So it really depends on the brand and on who you're working with. But I will say that if they don't ask for it, don't send it. Don't send it unless they ask for it.
That's great advice, Denai, and I think that's applicable to anybody that's an entrepreneur and that has their own business. You really have to gauge what the interest is of your client and what the means and the motives are, because at the end of the day, I've done that myself, where I have leveraged my pricing to the benefit, or to the benefit of my client, or to the benefit of myself. If I know that if I know that there's room for them to pay, or there's capacity for them, no, this is my price, blah blah blah. But if I feel like, hey, this person XYZ, then I kind of work with them. But like you said, and to Jason's point, I try to not disclose what my prices are, but more provide, or more show what my value is, so that regardless of the price, what the price is, they'll see that there's benefit to whatever I'm asking them to pay. But again, great job, great job, Ali, in leading the interview and what we're doing right now regarding Media Kits 101. I want to just thank everybody that's on the mezzanine, that's over there, down there in the audience as well, for just listening and grabbing this information, because honestly, this is the type of information a lot of people don't know about. And so when you do find out about it, then you're just wondering, wow, how do I take advantage of this to make sure that I maximize my business opportunities? And sometimes people don't think about this stuff. They might get one step here. Denai mentioned that there's 7 steps. There's really 8, she said, but there's 7 steps that she went through, and probably people are probably doing 1 or 2, maybe even 3, but they don't got all 7 of them. And I think that's why rooms like this are very beneficial to the community at large, because you may know something, but you don't know everything. And Denai is a knowledge expert. She's a subject matter expert on this particular subject. So it's very important to make sure that we do, reach out, get this information. And now, if you're looking for something like that, who knows? I mean, you might be a client of hers and you didn't even know it. You might need to reach out to her and have her help you with the media kit, or at the very least, you have somebody that's willing to answer a DM, a question, something that you're working on or whatnot. And Denai's always made herself available here. She is the founders of the Amigos platform. We are the largest Latinx platform here on Clubhouse. But more importantly, we're always here to elevate the community, and conversations like this always do that. So we're always doing that. And I really appreciate Denai, you taking the time to just explain all this to me, to everybody, but to me especially, because I really was educated today. I had no idea about some of these finer points when it comes to Media Kit. So again, thank you for taking the time to educate us.
Viste, que esta sala se necesitaba. Danai, we have one last question, okay, because we've gone seriously over the hour. Wendy, the first time you're creating a media kit, how much time should you block for it? This could be a rabbit hole. She needs to set a goal to not spend too much time on this.
That's a great question, Wendy. Not surprised. Okay, so so I'm going to be perfectly honest. You probably need to set aside an 8-hour day to work on your media kit, because it comprises of all of these elements, right? If you're brand new to it and you haven't done it, I'm not going to lie and tell you, oh, yeah, a couple hours, you're good to go. No, because you need to get all of your statistics, right? You need to get all of the demographics. You need to get all of your follower counts. You need to look at your Google Analytics, see what your, website visitors look like, what the demographics of your visitors look like. So the more platforms that you're on, the more work that you have just rounding that up and putting it onto a spreadsheet. And then you're going to have to look for, once you have all your information, you have to hone down your 100 word or less bio. All of the content, you're going to have to find the photo that really relays what you want to relay on your media kit. So after you round up all of the information that you needed, then you're going to need to look for the aesthetic, right? So if you're really graphically inclined and you do well with that, that's going to be easier for you than, say, rounding up all of the information. If you have to look for somebody to pay to create that first template for you, then you're going to have to spend time doing that. So I really don't want to lie and say that it's not going to take a while. Some people, it might take a whole week to round everything up, to go through this aesthetic. I find a lot of people get stuck on the aesthetic part, right? Finding the media kit that relays who you are, aesthetically, right? That aligns with your brand. If you've already created a brand around yourself, your personal brand, or whatever it is that you're working on, your product. So yeah, I would say at least an entire day of rounding up information and working on your aesthetic and getting the media plan built out.
I just want to say thank you, Danay, for the wonderful lesson you provided, because learning and relearning some of these things is really a benefit. And sometimes when you relearn it, it's a better mastery for performance, for effectiveness. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Hey, I know you, man. I didn't know who it was with that other profile picture. What's up, Jason? So thank you so much, Danay, Rodrigo, Jackie. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for everybody who posted comments and questions in the chat. Everybody who shared the room. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. Please make sure that you do join the club. Again, we have rooms like this, amazing rooms every single day. Not that this room was, me, humility, right? Humility.
Wah wah wah.
Right, but this has been amazing. Thank you so much. Again, very informative. Danai will be posting all the notes and all this information in the Discord. Click on that link. Make sure that you join the Amigos Discord. We have amazing information over there as well, and it's a community. It's a family. It's very interactive. So we're going to be closing down, but we'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. for the Spanish networking room, 10 a.m. for the English networking room, every single day, Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sunday, for networking and Instagram engagement. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Anything else before I close?
Oh,
I just
yes.
wanted to say thank you. Oh, Jackie, you want to go?
Oh, no, no, go. I just want to invite them to the next room. That's it.
Okay.
But you go.
Okay. No, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to geek out over stuff that I really dig. And if you have any other questions about media kits, I don't coach, I don't sell media kit services, I don't do anything like that. So, but I'm always open to answering questions because I really enjoy this stuff. I am a big dork and I'm a marketing geek, and it's okay. So if you want to reach out with a question, hit me up. I'll be more than happy to answer it if I can.
And I wanted to invite you guys at a room that we're going to have at 7 p.m. in a few minutes, where we're going to be interviewing the founders of Little Dreamers Publishing. They're three amazing ladies, and they are doing their best to inspire in STEM, art, culture, finance, and financial literacy to our little ones. So if you're interested and if you had the time, come on, join us. It's at 7 p.m.
I love that, Jackie. And if you go to Jackie's profile, all the way at the bottom, you can see the room. Click on it and click on that bell. That way, when the room starts, you'll get notified and it shows in your hallway. Let me see. Happy Erica says happy Wednesday. Wendy says thanks, Dana, you're the best. Oh, Omar, thank you. Tomorrow we have our break room at noon Eastern time. We just get together and we talk shit. It's like our social room under the Amigos Club. So yeah, thank you. We'll see you again at 7. Rodrigo, anything?
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Buddy.
Bye.